For decades, the story of human spaceflight was simple: build bigger rockets, set up outposts in orbit, and eventually land on new worlds. NASA's Lunar Gateway was meant to be the crown jewel of that plan, a multi-billion-dollar space station orbiting the moon to serve as a permanent pit stop for deep space missions. Highly specialized aerospace contractors spent years designing custom technology for it, including the complex life support systems required to keep astronauts breathing in deep space. Then, behind closed doors, everything changed. A major subcontractor, Paragon Space Development Corporation, announced a sudden workforce reduction, laying off 70 skilled workers after their contract was abruptly terminated. These were not entry-level roles. These were the primary engineers crafting the atmospheric scrubbers and environmental controls meant to sustain human life near the moon. The official announcement framed it as a strategic shift in NASA's Artemis roadmap. But in the aerospace industry, a cancellation of this scale signals something much deeper. A fundamental breakdown between long-term scientific vision and economic reality. Why would a flagship lunar project collapse after millions of dollars had already been poured into its development? To understand what went wrong, we have to look at how a single module in orbit became a multi-billion-dollar bottleneck. To understand why the cancellation of a single life support contract sent shockwaves through the space industry, we have to look back at how NASA's strategy evolved after the Apollo era. During the 1960s and 70s, the Apollo program was built for speed: get to the moon, plant a flag, collect samples, and return safely. It was an incredible engineering triumph, but it was not sustainable. Each mission required a massive Saturn V rocket built for a single short trip. When NASA designed the Artemis program decades later, the goal shifted from brief visits to establishing a permanent human presence. To achieve that, mission planners proposed a permanent staging post in lunar orbit, the Lunar Gateway. The Gateway was envisioned as an orbital command post and pit stop. Instead of flying directly from Earth to the lunar dirt every time, spacecraft like Orion could dock at Gateway, allowing astronauts to live in orbit while preparing landers for multiple surface trips. At the center of this concept was the Habitation and Logistics Outpost, known as HALO. Prime contractor Northrop Grumman contracted Paragon Space Development Corporation to build its crucial life support system. In 2022, Paragon received a $100 million contract to design, construct, and test the environmental control and life support system. This system was designed to purify the atmosphere inside HALO by regulating air temperature, controlling humidity and oxygen levels, and continuously removing contaminants like carbon dioxide and odors. Building a habitat in lunar orbit sounds visionary, but the technical reality is brutally unforgiving. Unlike the International Space Station in low Earth orbit, which sits safely within Earth's protective magnetic field, a station in deep space faces harsh radiation, extreme thermal swings, and total isolation. The Habitation and Logistics Outpost, or HALO, was designed to be the primary living quarters for the Lunar Gateway. To keep astronauts alive, it required an advanced closed-loop environmental control system. This machinery does not just pump air, it continuously purifies oxygen, scrubs carbon dioxide, regulates humidity, and recycles moisture. When a project like this is halted, it is rarely because the technology failed. It happens because the overarching mission strategy shifts. NASA's long-term focus has increasingly moved toward the lunar South Pole. Deep within permanently shadowed craters lie vast deposits of water ice. On the moon, water ice is the ultimate resource. It can be split into hydrogen and oxygen to manufacture rocket fuel on site. Maintaining a space station in orbit requires significant fuel and maintenance overhead. Establishing a base on the surface, however, offers direct access to water ice and permanent infrastructure. As NASA prioritized ground operations, orbital habitats lost priority, leaving specialized contractors caught in the crossfire of a shifting space policy. When a major government contract is abruptly canceled, the financial loss is only part of the story. The deeper, more permanent damage happens within the specialized workforce itself. Subcontractors like Paragon Space Development Corporation spent over 3 decades building niche expertise in bioenvironmental systems. The exact engineering required to scrub carbon dioxide, control humidity, and keep human beings breathing in deep space. When Northrop Grumman terminated the $100 million HALO life support contract, 70 highly skilled engineers lost their jobs in a single day. In aerospace, this creates a dangerous domino effect. These engineers cannot simply pause their careers and wait for NASA to change its mind. They move on to other industries, defense, commercial tech, or automotive engineering. That means when NASA eventually attempts to build long-term habitats on the lunar surface, that specialized knowledge will no longer be sitting in a clean room ready to go. The agency will have to spend years and millions more dollars rebuilding that talent pool entirely from scratch. This reveals a fundamental flaw in modern space exploration. When political and strategic priorities shift overnight, decades of critical human capability vanish along with them. This strategic pivot was not made in a vacuum, it was driven by an escalating global timeline. As NASA evaluated the soaring costs of maintaining an orbital station, competing space agencies accelerated their own plans to land astronauts directly on the lunar South Pole. Facing intense pressure to establish a presence on the ground first, NASA chose speed over complexity. Reaching the water ice at the South Pole before rivals established bases there became the ultimate goal. Rather than letting years of engineering go to waste, prime contractor Northrop Grumman began adapting the hardware developed for the HALO module. Instead of flying as an orbital space station, the power, data, and mechanical systems are being repurposed for new lunar infrastructure demonstrations on the surface. These systems will now be tested to survive the brutal lunar night, a continuous 2-week freeze where temperatures plummet below -200 degrees Fahrenheit. Ultimately, the shutdown of the Lunar Gateway program marks the end of one era and the rapid beginning of another. The dream of a floating, permanent pit stop in lunar orbit has been traded for a direct, ground-first assault on the lunar surface. This pivot proves that modern spaceflight is no longer about establishing symbolic outposts in space. It is an economic and industrial race for physical resources, surface territory, and operational speed. The cancellation of the HALO module was a painful decision for 70 engineers, but for NASA, it was the price of admitting that the true future of humanity on the moon will not be built in the sky, it will be built in the dirt.